All right, the show's going to start here in just a few minutes. We're about 2 minutes to showtime. I'm going to adjust this a little bit better. Let me see if I can get a little more centered here without ruining the computer. This is a Hollywood Hemptress Hour episode. I don't know. We're going to start here in just a moment. And here we go. Oh, I don't have any viewers. I thought I had a viewer for a minute, but it wasn't. All right. Okay, so. Okay, Ronnie Smith. 11:59. Okay, time for Hemptress Online. We're about to start. Hello. Hello there. All right, we're about to start in a second. Oh, they're calling me. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fine. Do you have anybody to start?
What'd you say?
Is there anybody to start today?
Roland's actually sent you he's on Skype now. He sent you a request.
Okay.
It would be, it's under Big Fat Pot Smoker, Big Fat Pot something.
Big Fat Pothead.
Yeah.
I sent the request. It'll be there.
And then there's also Nik Carefoot, Nik Carefoot, also sent a request for the show, and he is a comedian out of Canada.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Shows, contacts. People. Nick, N-I-C-K. Nik Carefoot, found him.
Okay.
Add people. And then let me see. Roland, let me see if I can find you. Add people. It's called Big Fat.
Pothead.
Big. Oh, wait a minute.
Piece of chicken grease and hello hemp. Time for hemp and
Ronnie Smith.
everybody.
You're Ronnie Smith.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm adding you. Okay. Okay.
How about
Are
that?
you on Skype now? Roland,
What?
Roland, are you on Skype now?
I am on Skype now. Let me hang up.
No, that's where you. Well, I've already hung your phone up, so you can hang up whenever it works for you. How's that?
Oh.
I don't really give a rat's ass what you do. I'm like, it's your business, okay?
Hello, Nick.
How you doing?
Good. We're not normally going to work with video, but we can be on for a moment. And you know what? I also film the behind the scenes stuff. So like at the breaks when we talk, if we do want to put our video down on that time, that's cool. It's just like during the actual broadcast, sometimes it distorts our effectiveness in terms of sound.
You want to?
Okay.
You can hear the music.
Okay. I hear it.
Imagine a town with no small joint.
All right, groovy.
I'm going to start off with just a little quick kind of rant in the beginning, and then I'll introduce everybody and we'll get it started off.
I'm gonna hit the like button. You figure it out as we go, as always.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Inflate your feet. Red noses on.
Okay.
Imagine a town where there are no small joints, just small stoners, where Kush is a girl's best friend, and law-breaking is the new liberty. It's the Hollywood Hemptress Hour, hosted by your honey blonde Hemptress, Tere Joyce.
Welcome to Hollywood Hemptress Hour tonight. We are on the Time for Hemp Network, and of course, we are the only pro-cannabis network on iHeartRadio. Thank you for tuning in at this midnight hour, or perhaps you're downloading this at another time. It doesn't matter because, you know, time doesn't really exist. So I just read something about that today, that time is actually a cyclical rather than, linear. And there was some scientists in Caltech that actually proved that. So when I say that, Hollywood Hemptress Hour really doesn't mean the hour signifying anything anymore, It's kind of retro. And I'm thinking maybe this might be just like an actual retro show now. Who knows? I mean, maybe right now, if we take a big enough bong hit, we might actually exist in a parallel universe while we're doing the show, and that would be really cool. Because sometimes the universe that we actually really exist in is a little bit frustrating to me. And one of the things is I do want to give a shout out to the NSA and Homeland Security. If you are listening tonight, we really appreciate you being here. You're probably one of our most consistent viewers. If you aren't listening, I don't know what to say. I'm curious. Do you like the show? Because we do know that you are data mining every single piece of everything that we're doing in our existence right now, and it seems like nobody really cares too either for some reason, and.
Roland, you need to turn off your webcam. You're screwing up the live stream, please.
Roland, you might want to turn off your webcam so that the NSA doesn't see you, actually.
Actually, no, it screws up the live stream.
Yeah, Roland, you really need to turn your camera off. Okay, great. He's got it off. Yeah, because Roland is someone that the NSA really wants to identify with. But don't worry about that, Roland, because they've got your face down, imprinted, everything. It's all there. As a matter of fact, I just looked at a video from the Liberty Beacon, which has a video of Edward Snowden having an interview in Germany, and apparently, they won't show it here in America because the only thing that we will show in America is our journalists talking about the Olympics and how the Russians have Edward Snowden. And you know what, Edward Snowden, why don't you just come home and go to trial? Why don't you just be an American and come home and go to trial? You know what? You know why he can't go home? This is why he said on the video. Because it's the Espionage Act. And he will not be tried. He will not get a fair trial. He'll just be going to jail. All right. So who wants to go? Who wants to do that? But we don't know that. But you have your the American TV journalist with his little like parted right wing, his hair swept over, really super. Why don't you just come home? Why don't you just come home, Edward Snowden? And what about Russia? Russia's so anti-gay. Russia's so anti-gay. Russia's so anti-gay. They don't accept gay people. You know what? Well, guess what? Just a few years ago, neither did we. Okay. I mean, it's like, really, how long ago was it that we did not accept gay people? All right. I mean, just because it happened like the last year, oh, we're so much better than they are. Let me tell you something. The president of Iran a while ago said that gay people in Iran didn't even exist. But we don't care about that because they're not holding any of our people who came out against the NSA. I mean, that's okay. Iran has no gay people. And again, I'm a sympathizer for the gay movement, but I just hate it when our media just uses it to fuel things. And America's a democracy. Really? Really? Is it a democracy? Okay, let me tell you something. How come the medical marijuana dispensaries in California have been raided over and over again when the people voted for it? How much of a democracy is that? I want to ask that. I want to go up to that journalist and just go, really? Hey, we're so cool. We have capitalism. We have capitalism. Meanwhile, the homeless people don't have any jackets in the middle of the snow in Portland. I watched a video by the Portland police where a guy had a tarp, and he said, you know what, your tarp is considered a structure, and you don't have a permit for that. So he gave him a ticket. Really? Okay. You know what? I'm a little bit irritated right now about stuff, but one last thing. How do you know that one last thought. How do you know that a TV journalist is lying? His lips are moving. All right. That's an old joke with a little bit of a twist, but I wrote it on my Facebook and it got a lot of likes, so I just wanted to say it. You know what? We do have a really wonderful show tonight for the NSA and also for Homeland Security. So, guys, just enjoy. I hope you laugh. Do you guys get to smoke pot? Do you get to smoke pot? I mean, if you're doing your thing in Colorado, are you in those underground caves, like doing like massive bong hits? going, fuck, I'm glad when the chemtrails kill them and everything, we're gonna be okay. Okay, anyway, I'm losing. Let me get on with this. All right, what?
That's what you need is a bunker when that shit happens. You need to get your little weed bunker going. It's the perfect thing. All these closet potheads will be set. They're gonna be perfect.
Right.
All this bale in the air, the barium and the aluminum ain't gonna fuck your shit up when you got all that shit in the closet. You're fine. You're set for life, man. You're just gonna grow your food. Get independent off the grid. Get some fucking satellite dishes. You'll be fine.
Right. That's Nik Carefoot. Is it Nick or are you Funeral Nick? I'm confused.
That's my battle rap persona. I can pull him up though. Here we go. Funeral Nick, popping caskets, dropping caskets, brought my dog's not bad, but you know what's up when we're rolling up. Nik Carefoot is my comedy half, and then my the other Jekyll and Hyde part of me is a Funeral Nick. So you got Nik Carefoot and Funeral Nick. That's me. What's up?
Oh, what's up?
My mini names.
That's great. And then also we have Ronnie Smith with us. Oh, I'm sorry. I was supposed to say your real name. Oh, shit. The NSA knows. No, we have Roland A. Doobie with us. I'm sorry. It's because it's on your screen right now. And I looked down and I went, okay. It doesn't matter. Roland A. Doobie is... well, it does matter. I mean, hopefully they can't trace where you're at right now. But...
Turn off tracking, bro.
What?
You gotta get off the grid, bro. I don't know. I mean, you're tracked no matter what. The whole Prism thing is ridiculous. Like, the whole point of it is that they can take all your personal data and they throw into a quantum machine, or a computer rather, and they want to game the system. So it's just for fraud. The whole thing is set up for illegitimate use. So it is like, I think, yeah, Americans should be outraged about that stuff. I'm in Canada and that stuff makes me so uncomfortable. I don't even want to go on the internet anymore. It makes it terrible. It's like, because they want to steal your inventions, your ideas, your everything. It's like it's a total theft of the human spirit. Like it's not good.
Stole my girlfriend.
Well, yeah, among other things. I think the NSA has been tracking her for a while, though. The NSA tracks their own family. It fucks them up because they find out their girlfriend's cheating and they start to get God complex. It's messing up the whole culture. It's not healthy. Everyone's weird now. Go to a bus stop and then make eye contact with someone. They'll automatically pull their phone up nervously and go, "Okay, I gotta check Twitter." Like they're all crazy. It's insane. And Twitter is like another. Anyway, I'll get into that later.
No, I mean go ahead and share it. What about Twitter?
No, well, it's one of the top 5 things that are plugged directly into Prism. So you got Facebook, you got Gmail, you got pretty much all the Google stuff. Twitter is plugged into it. So it's like they're taking everyone's geotag. Like Amazon, if you buy stuff, like they can tell you your next purchase would have been X. So the whole point of this thing is that like they can predict trends and it's just to game the system. It's for corporate interests. They want the data so they can game everybody. If they have all your thoughts as well as all your purchases, then they can figure you out for the next 2 decades. And it's ridiculous. It's going to be used for legislators, and these people are banksters. So they're already making hemp illegal, which has been a total fraud on humanity. Like right now with Fukushima, you need hemp more than ever. Phoenix tears, all this stuff. There should be no question that this stuff should be mass-produced everywhere and by everyone, and it should be for the whole society. And yet it's being suppressed. And you can tell that the pharmaceutical industries and the big business behind these industries are the ones that push this stuff out, because there's no money in it for them once everyone has a cure to anything. It's not good for them.
Wow. You're right about that. Amazon does that kind of stuff. I was buying a bunch of parts to fix a TV set, and before I was able to go and check out, they tried to sell me the TV.
I know, right? Well, that's the whole point. Is they can once they have they already have your credit information. So it's like now they have your emails. Gmail will tell you in the terms of service that they actually take all of your subject lines and they throw it into AdSense. So they know to sell you stuff according to what kind of emails you're getting in the index of them, but not they say not the content of the email, but how else would you have all these ads going up? You can block them, but it's not so much the advertising that gets to me. It's the fact that all my Google documents are in some FBI computer. Like I don't want my act to be. That's the same thing that happened to Lenny Bruce, is that they took his act out of context and they had some shitty person. Well, let me read to you what he typed. He said this, and then it's like, well, you don't understand me, and it's none of your fucking business. It's my business. It's my life. And it's my work, and it's like they've already taken your name and put it into this maritime law thing where it's like when you enter the court, the bank is already sitting higher than you in the dock. Like the whole point of the court system is that it's based on shipping law, right? So you come in like a slave basically to the bank, which is like, the banks literally. Like it's not even like a metaphor. It literally means the bank. When you go up to the judge's bank, that's the big thing that he sits up higher than you because he decides if you get liberty or no liberty, which is the what a sailor would have, you know. So it's silly how we've all been brainwashed into the system that it's okay that the banks run our lives, and they run our lives through gangsterism. You know, it permeates through our whole society that we live in a corrupt, dishonest society. So, you know, people who work really hard, they work in the system for minimum wage, and meanwhile these banks can literally just print money, and it devalues everything that they work for, the little that they do get, and they're doing it for like globalist reasons to make everyone dependent on each other to create all this stuff. It's not healthy because we could all easily grow our own hemp, grow our own weed, sustain ourselves, make our own medicine. You know, hemp is such a useful thing. Clothes that are made of hemp don't require pesticides or herbicides. You know, one of the biggest users of pesticides is cotton, and it doesn't last long, and hemp is a far superior product, and, you know, like it's...
I agree with you. I think what you're talking about there is the Admiralty Maritime rules that they're using. Yes. Everything has to do with the law of the sea.
Right.
You know, even the words we use. I'm in a relationship, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything like that. My house is underwater, you know? When a child is born, the mother goes to the dock. When a ship comes into the dock, it's birthed. When the mother goes to the dock, she births a child, which is property, just like the property that comes off of the ship. And you take that property.
And if she doesn't like women, then she's a dyke.
Wow. That's deep. I like it. We've punned our way into this. All right. Well, that's good. I think it's good, mostly, but not like because even here in Canada, like that whole idea. I don't know if you guys like. I got the opportunity to meet Rick Simpson at my last the first season of my comedy show that here in town, and. You know, when you hear about the stuff that our system did, like the judge, like got Rick Simpson to have his cancer cured, and then the guy still convicted him guilty of a crime that he knew wasn't a crime because the judge himself was a recipient of the treatment and successfully, you know, had a full recovery. And yet these people are just like these people will still eat, you know, eat our medicine and like I don't know if you've ever had weed taken from you, but here in Canada, like my experience has always been on the report they'll always pocket some. Like let's say you had an ounce and they'll say, oh, you have 21 grams. It's like, okay, whatever, just corrupt cop, take your fucking your penance or whatever the hell this is about. But it's like I've never not had a situation prohibition where it hasn't been corrupt. To my knowledge, it's always been corrupt. Like right now we're at a very high level of corruption where it's like Afghanistan, we have U.S. military stationed there and they're shipping in the opium directly in, and it's like these drugs are illegal, but they want to throw these people in jail who use them, so they charge them 25 cents an hour to make license plates. It's slavery all over again is what prohibition is. So this whole thing, it's racist, and it's terrible what they're fucking doing to all these poor people who just want to like medicate themselves, and it's a non-violent crime. People who are murderers get rejected from these jails where they're high occupancy, especially in the States now, where it's like they have this 94% occupancy, and necessity they have to keep the prisons full. So it's run for profit, these prison stocks and stuff. So ever since Reagan, I wasn't born during Reagan, but my understanding is that Reaganomics kind of brought back.
Okay, that's enough. I don't want to hear about how you're not born born during the Reagan administration.
I was born at the end of.
We need to take a commercial break. We need to take a commercial break. I can't handle that. We'll be right back with more Hollywood Hemptress Hour. Stay tuned. Wasn't born during the Reagan administration. What the fuck?
I was born in '89. I shouldn't be talking about things that I wasn't happening during my life. I realized that occurred to me right during that.
I'm just teasing you. When were you born?
89. No, really. No, I said at the end of.
Oh, 89. Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Russia.
89.
I remember when Jimmy Carter put the solar panels up on the White House.
That's great.
1989,
I'm the
89.
future of Reagan Library, and if I'm mistaken, they say that black people were invented in 1952.
So let me guess, Nick, you are like 23, 24?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm 25 almost. My birthday's on 4/20, so.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, same as Hitler. Huh? We must really be careful here.
Ich bin Scheisenhausen. I think that is
Mein
something.
Schwanz ist wie ein Baum.
What?
Mein Schwanz ist wie ein Baum.
Oh, I don't know. I actually don't speak German. Wasn't Hitler Austrian? Like that whole thing doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's Jew, right?
If you guys want to put your videos on now for a second, I can like maybe live stream some of it.
Okay.
Poor Adolf was just badly misunderstood. People didn't appreciate everything he had.
Cool. I got you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So you have a is that a microphone on the right of your of you right there?
Someone's echo.
Oh, that's cool. You have a nice mic. I want a mic like that. I'm jealous.
I'm standing.
I'll buy you one on Amazon, and then they'll know what you're gonna do.
It's like this kind of mic. It's like an expensive mic stand. It's like a mini one actually. It just looks like a full mic stand.
Who's echoing?
I don't know.
It might be me. Here, see if it's me. I'll mute.
You're right, it is you.
I don't know. I mean,
But now the echo's gone. Okay.
I guess I can maybe even expand this a little bit more.
And I have some surprises tonight.
You do?
I do.
I thought I wasn't allowed to swear during one of my rants, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, I shouldn't have swore, and then I was like, all right, but they're not correcting me, so I guess I'm allowed to swear.
We're free here.
Yeah.
We have an explicit language thing on the show.
It's the more honest
censor
language.
people who try to censor us.
Yeah, I mean, we want to make sure that the NSA can hear all words that they can type in, and record for us.
I don't.
You know, the city where the NSA building is trying to pass a bill to cut off the water and the electricity to the NSA's building.
Oh, really?
I love it. That's mad. Everything that's happened in the last 4 years has just been insanity, in my opinion. It's like.
I got a PSA that I read on the network about that. Do you want to hear that?
Sure.
All right.
A PSA, that's a cancer test for prostate cancer.
Is it? Or are you just trying to make a joke? I can't
No,
tell.
your PSA levels are up. You got cancer.
Oh, TSA levels. You're talking about at the airport when they finger fuck you. Is that what you're talking about?
No, not TSA, PSA.
TSA. Okay.
But it's also a public service announcement.
What did you say? Finger fucking?
No, I said
Did they hear that wrong or right?
Ben Swan put together about the NSA, about how this state is not going to give the NSA any fucking water, and by doing so, the NSA is going to have to move their goddamn fucking offices out of their goddamn fucking state.
What is the acronym for finger fucking? What was the acronym?
Being a lesbian.
PSA?
No, lesbian.
So TSA, like, at the airport when they had like this.
Oh, okay.
They have the security, the security
okay.
to make white people feel comfortable. They have that.
And here's your first surprise, Terry.
Okay.
Information. But all the all about. Time for him.
Earlier you were saying there's no such thing as time.
To go through that, and I don't care. These songs never see the light of recording.
Get back on that.
We go out walking, just us two. Ain't much in this world I wouldn't do for you. And every man with a knife says your money or your life. I wouldn't think twice. I'd stand my ground, not give an inch. Coiled like a spring, I wouldn't even flinch, and I would stare into the eyes of that son of a bitch. This is what I'd say. Do anything you want to the girl, just don't hurt me. I might be crazy, but I ain't reckless. She's got a diamond diamond ring, she's got a necklace. Look in her purse, she's got keys to a Lexus. Me, I'll be on my way to anything you want. To the girl, just don't hurt me. It's a funny old way to measure love. Find out where you stand when push comes to shove. 'Cause right now it ain't you that I'm thinking of. It's me. It's me. I love me. Do anything you want. To the girl, just don't hurt me. Two's company, but three's a crowd. I was thinking maybe we should break up anyhow. I could use some space from you, especially right now. So help yourself, mister. I ain't no hero. Her bank card PIN number is 4130. Girl, just don't hurt me. Sing, Package Boy! Do anything you want. To the girl, sing! Don't hurt me.
That was Otis Lee Crenshaw here on the Hollywood Hemptress Hour. And now the lady who is the toast to the town, the Hollywood Hemptress herself, Tere Joyce.
Well, thank you very much, Casper Leach, and welcome back to the show. Casper is doing the board op tonight, and he is the founder of Time for Hemp. He is the creative Time for Hemp, and he's the reason why this whole entire network exists. If you are listening right now, please do take a look at our website. Go to timeforhemp.com and give us a donation. We are starting out. We are getting all of our commercials and advertisers on board with us. But again, that's a bit of a process. And, we are in our baby stages of creating this. But we do have over 20 hosts on the network now, and they are the top experts as well as activists in this particular movement over the history of time. And we have the best entertainers here as well, the best cannabis entertainers. Really happy to be doing a show on the network that I can bring comedians and musicians and this whole other aspect of entertainment that's going on with this movement as well. Right now we have Nik Carefoot with us, who is a comedian in Vancouver, Canada, and also involved in the marijuana entertainment over there. And we also have Roland A. Doobie, who is legendary. Anybody who looks him up or knows of him will know that he has been, which edition did you edit on for Jack Hare's Emperor Wears No Clothes?
I was the editor on the 2007 edition of The Emperor Wears No Clothes. Also the one that they're publishing now, the newer version that they're publishing now. It's the same book, it just doesn't have all the proofs in the back, so it's like half the size.
And you've been quite the proponent for awareness and also the cannabis oil that is curing cancer. And, Nick, you were mentioning before the break that you had an opportunity to meet Rick Simpson, who, is famous for having Phoenix of Tears, and what went on with him in Canada, and people curing cancer and having all these amazing results. What was that like for you when you met Rick Simpson?
He's got a good sense of humor, and it was good. I think he was happy because it was like I was like the only young person to come up to him, and it's like he's been seeing dead people, dying people all day, and it's like just have someone who's a fan of him was kind of like he likes that. So sorry, I hate to put it like that, but it's like people were like people with like legitimate like cancer would come up to him and be like, yo, what is this? Does this work? And it's like he's not selling it to you. He's like saying, I want to bring this down to $5 a pound. I want it to be it should be global medicine. There's no reason why this shouldn't be fixing all of the problems that we have today. So yeah, it was a really good experience. I thought he was like very nice, and I thought that he's very very informative, and just to hear all the stuff that he had to go through to get this message to people is pretty harrowing. I mean, and I think it's a story of one person. If we all had like just a little bit of that Rick Simpson in us to just to go against the system and say, you know what, no, this is wrong. I should do this because I have to. If I don't, then my family is gonna be ill, and it's not good to let your family die. Like, I've lost many family members to cancer, and my mom does not believe in Phoenix Tears, for example. But sure enough, when she's gonna be ill, she's gonna need it. So a lot of these people, they'll turn their back on it at first, but they will need it eventually. I find that a lot.
You find that people resist it?
Well, I find that mostly, because I've got this page where I'm just blatantly advertising, come to me and I'll get you cannabis oil, and most of the people that come to me have already gone through chemotherapy and radiation, and they're on their last leg, and they're using cannabis oil as a last resort. I hope one day for it to be the first resort, the first line of defense against cancer.
And it should be.
Terry, I've been told that I'm rather mean and nasty.
Really?
Well, I have said publicly, on more than one occasion, that I truly hope that every member of Congress and every member of the Senate who is living today, who has done anything at all to keep marijuana from being available, to keep marijuana illegal, and who has worked to keep hemp out of the farm community, I hope every single one of those members contracts cancer and desperately needs this medication.
I second that
reason
emotion.
Cannot get it.
Here.
Well,
I can smoke to that.
I'll puff to that.
Okay, thank you, because I've been told, oh my God, Casper, don't say that, you're just so evil. And I think, well, fuck those sons of bitches. I hope they're all ate up with cancer, and they're having problems breathing, and they're in such horrible pain, and they hear about other patients in other states who have medical marijuana who are out dancing and having a great time, and they're all crumpled up in their little wheelchairs screaming, I'm going to laugh my ass off.
I'll be laughing right along with you, brother.
Thank you.
Well, it's definitely, when you really look at it, and there's, one of the things that came out in WikiLeaks was that the American Medical Association, which, basically is funded and controlled by the Rockefellers, but oh my God, I sound like a conspiracy theorist right now, but it's true.
Well, I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
The politicians tend to be a little bit corrupt to the whole, Illuminati bankster system. So,
oh, yeah.
saying it.
It's totally related. And then if you go through, in Jack Hare's book, who participated in making it illegal? Oh, the Rockefellers made marijuana illegal. Anyway, they have been, they've known since, I guess, the 70s that it cures cancer. So it's been kept secret for all of this time. And they're claiming it's the biggest genocide that's ever been committed on humanity.
And it is. And it's planned genocide. It's eugenics. And what people should know is that Hitler did the same kind of stuff, and it's not good at all for people. The whole point of it is pseudoscience. If you look at Malthusianism, that's basically what it's coming off of. It's not even you can't compare science from the 1800s to now. If you look at it now, it's clearly pseudoscience, and that's what these plans are based off of. These population curbing, controlling things that this whole spraying the air, poisoning the food, medicating people in the water supply. Even in New York, where I visited, there was 25 pharmaceuticals in the water. In one cup of water, you get everything from Viagra to a transsexual male to female hormones. That's so many different carcinogens that we are exposed to on a day-to-day basis, and a lot of it is by design. Especially in even aluminum cans have BPA, which is estrogen increasing. That's why we have all these feminized men now that are all soft and fat and all beta.
Hey.
I love you.
I know, it's so hard to find a good top these days, isn't it?
Right?
Seriously, all the guys in Portland are bottoms. I just can't get laid.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to move back to California just to find a man. No, maybe I'll come up to Canada.
Oh yeah.
I think you guys have better health care. I used to joke around and I go, I need to marry a Canadian because I need health care.
We tend not to put fluoride in the water, and we tend to give you free health care. So it's a bit socialized. So it is going to get watered down as less people can afford to pay taxes, which are basically war reparations anyway. So So I mean, I actually know the American system more than I know the Canadian system. Like, even though I've been in Vancouver my entire life, and I go to all these 420 rallies. I'm in a bubble. I'm ahead of the curve with the whole dabs and stuff. I'm like totally hitting dabs while I'm doing this interview. I love dabs. I think cannabis is amazing. I think the fact that it's being suppressed is so stupid. If you read Jack Herrera's book, there's a study in there that pretty much proved that if you were to smoke weed breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're going to live longer than people who drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes, or don't do neither. So, I mean...
I'm so jealous. I am completely out of weed. I'm so broke. And selling working on the advertising for Time for Hemp. So I'm like completely like cannabis out right now. But I know, I know. So hey NSA, I don't have any. But you know what? I know.
But I bet they mailed you some, so you know.
But you know,
those fucking NSA guys, they're in a big Star Trek freaking thing. They're probably smoking pot every night watching Star Trek. Those guys are hypocrites, man. There's no way they're not.
I don't know.
I tried to get their attention. I said god-awful things about Obama and Michelle and private and public phone conversations. And just god-awful things. He called them all kinds of things. And I have not seen anybody say knocking at my door and say, oh, well, you go do that. Say, excuse me. So I don't know how much they're really listening.
Well,
I've been testing your psychic ability by thinking a lot about the Obama's daughters.
Well, I don't know. Maybe what I was saying was also true. I used to say that Michelle was giving head to all the Secret Service, right? Well, if it's true, then it's not libel. So maybe that's why they didn't show up.
If it's true, then she's liable to do it.
Exactly.
Oh man.
I wish I could do Patrice O'Neal's impression of his girlfriend right now. That's how I hear Michelle Obama in my head as.
That's why President Obama. President Obama always freaks out every time he hears Michelle said, "Is that a gun in your pocket? Are you happy to see me?" Oh my God.
Nah, I think. Come on, man. Obama is skull and crossbones. Isn't he all about the butt sex and the bohemian growth? Like, isn't that what they got to do to be that guy? Like, isn't that?
Is Obama skull and bones too?
Pretty sure.
Did you hear about the guy before Obama was elected? There was a guy who said that he used to give Obama head in the back of a limo and snort coke off of his belly.
That sounds about right.
Oh, this is all new information. I mean, I've been hearing things about his real name was Barry Soetoro, and that he actually time jumped to Mars in one of the missions to Mars.
Barack Obama might not be gay, but
I didn't know I don't know he was snorting coke and getting butt fucked. I'm sorry.
Barack Obama's not gay, but his boyfriend is.
Yeah.
Speaking of time travel, he was supposed to be in some sort of time travel club.
Yeah. Have you've heard that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to I've heard it from several different people that have done interviews, and it's been asked about. And it makes me wonder. I've listened to a lot of the interviews about that particular project. Because you wonder now, because if it just came out that time doesn't really exist, that it's cyclical and it's not linear, then you begin to wonder what could really happen, maybe
I could prove time exists.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, because there's always time for him.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
boom! You got me. All right, you win. Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
It's time for him. It's time for him. That's that's in my head now.
It is. I'm high, and I don't normally have things in my head when I get high, but now I have time for hemp in my head. It's implanted. It's not gonna end. It's gonna be like the chip they're gonna give me. It's not gonna go away. I like it. Time for hemp.
We can't have a chip. There can't. I mean, God, everything just sounds so scary. But now if you talk to people,
my friend wants it. He's like a Christian gun-toting Alaskan. He wants his chip. Give me my chip. He wants it.
Why does he want it?
He thinks it's cool. I don't know why he wants it.
I got a chip in my hand.
Oh yeah.
Barbecue. Oh, I just ate it.
Chips. Okay. Well, on that, let's take a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Hollywood Hemptress Hour, and hopefully we don't get chipped in the process. Don't chip me. Oh, I guess like Casper took off for a second. Oh, here we go. like lipstick on my face there. All right.
Now it's time to cuddle up to your inflatable doll and see how long you can hug it before all the air goes out. You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
Did you really do the inflatable doll run as a recording?
No. I just did that for you guys.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
The audience couldn't hear that. The audience heard the real thing.
Oh, okay.
I did that. Told you that.
Have you ever heard the song Inflatable Woman?
No.
I'll have to find it.
It
Inflatable.
goes like American Woman. Inflatable Woman. I think I did hear that. It's funny as hell. If you want to look it up on YouTube, you can find it. Inflatable Woman, Bob Rivers.
Bob Rivers. Alright, let's see.
So, can we play, like, I sent, like, a couple of our, Ron's, Ron's, damn it, Roland's, comedy stuff, and,
One we can play,
and then,
another one we can't because you didn't send it in the, it's got to be an MP3 format.
oh, shoot, then, yeah, I gave you the Empowered Goddess one. Let me give you another one of, Roland,
I
because,
got the Flight of the Goddess one works, but the other one doesn't.
okay, I'll get another one sent to you of Roland in just a second. I didn't realize it was MP4. I think I've done that before, and I keep wanting to send that one to you. It's the, when he opened up for Doug Stanhope.
MP4, that's one more
I know.
than MP3.
Who needs MP4? That way you can add just like a little bit of comedy. Maybe somebody will listen to us and hire us hey, you know, I'd love
Stand Up by Rich Hall coming back, and then that'll give me time to get Roland Dooby's volume checked and get it uploaded and see if I can use it.
and then you can do mine too. I've got the Empowered Goddess one.
Okay, I'll do that when we do that now or the next break.
What are you doing now?
Alright, let's see, latest.
Alright,
Powered Goddess, alright. Okay, it's set Q.
okay. And then I'll give you this one of Roland.
Alright.
It's coming there. Roland. Nick, we want to come up and do a show up in Canada.
You should come by. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We should. Well, I mean, I'm actually I'm sick of like doing the normal clubs now that I've done these pod shows. That was the main thing I wanted to talk to you about in the show is that doing the pod shows it's like so much better than doing it's so much better than doing normal normal like alcohol serving comedy clubs because those rooms suck in comparison. It's like it's much better to play to like 50 potheads than 50 drunk people. You gotta yell at drunk people. With potheads, you can almost like you can kind of like be a little bit more like more like kind of like a soliloquy. It can be a little more.
Well, kind of. I know when I was up at Toronto Hempfest, they had a band scheduled to play right after everybody got done eating. And after everybody got done eating, everybody went outside in the front of the hotel and smoked a big old fat doobie. And very few came back to the room to listen to the fucking band. So, it depends. If you can smoke your herb in the room where the comedy's being performed, you've got a great audience.
Right.
If they can't, you got a lot of people walking in and out of your venue, and many of them not coming back. Which, by the way, we are.
Offer you even more at Serious Seeds strive to breed the best cannabis genetics that they can find, so patients can rely on the effectiveness of their medicine. Go to SeriousSeeds.com to grow your medicine. That site again is SeriousSeeds.com.
with, we're back with Hollywood Hemptess Hour. Thank you for listening. We are on the Time for Hemp Network. I've got comedian Nik Carefoot with me, and also Roland A. Doobie co-hosting. It's a 3 comedy show, which is fun. It's fun to do a show with comedians. The tape that you just heard was actually I was in December here in Vancouver, Washington, doing a show for the new Wu-Tang generation and .com Records. So that's what that recording was from. So just to give a little side note, and later on tonight we will also hear some comedy from Roland A. Doobie as well. Marijuana Man and that's like a superhero, isn't it, Roland?
Yes, I am a superhero. Roland A. Doobie is my secret identity. Oh shit.
It's really funny. We did a show in God, what an adventure we were on. We did a show in Richland, Washington, that apparently was a little too controversial. A marijuana-themed show to celebrate 420 in the state that actually really legalized it. But in that area, only 48% of the people voted for it, and so as opposed to the 52% that did, or whatever, something that they had a lower percentage as compared. We're not like those Seattle people that just want to go smoke there. We're in Richland. We're in the Tri-Cities where we made the atomic bomb. Yeah, we don't like to smoke pot. So it was so weird. I don't know. It was a weird experience, and we were not embraced, and the radio shut us down. And one of the things that they didn't like about it was they went, Roland, we don't like the name Hemptress, and Roland A. Doobie. That's just we don't want to endorse that. Meanwhile, the station that we were looking to have advertise us had a big picture of the Furry Freak Brothers smoking a joint, saying it's better to be poor and have good dope than to have money and not have good dope or something. And they were just so hypocritical. And then we were at a place. I'm gonna rant for a little while for a second. We were at a place. Okay, you were there, Roland. Roland goes, let's go smoke some joints. And I needed to get high to deal with what was happening. We get into this one club. Okay, first of all, we weren't even supposed to be there. It was supposed to be
joints.
What?
We smoked joints.
Yeah, we smoked a couple joints in your car before we. Do you remember that? Yeah.
Okay.
We were at a place called, I'm gonna say it, we were at Jack Diddley's, and which apparently before we went there, we were even gonna do a show there. But because one of the security guards beat somebody up so bad that they got brain damage, and they had a bad thing going on in the press. But all of a sudden, I guess they forgot to really cancel the date, and so they go, well, you know what, we're going to go ahead and do it, but we're just going to have you and Jay London doing this particular show. And it's going to be a fundraiser for Viviana Haju, which that's a whole other story about who Viviana Haju is, but she was a dispensary owner in California that was actually rather abused by the own police there. And I actually want to get her to be a guest, but we get in there, we were going to do something called Bong Pong, which is kind of like a drinking game, and then and basically you get a cheap ass plastic bong, and the manager comes out and he goes, you can't have a bong in here. You can't have a bong in here. But there's nothing in it. No, you can't give away a bong. You can't have a bong in here. And there's people that don't want to come to the show because they heard it was about pot and they're not going to be here. And I'm like, wow. What is wrong with these people? Anyway, so.
I still have that bong.
Do you still have that bong?
Yeah, I got it out of my car before my car got crushed. The day I was in the hospital, and my ex-girlfriend came and got all my metal detector and my laptop. She got that bong out of the car too.
Yay! The bong is still in your possession. I think you know what? Here, Nick, we want to do a marijuana themed show. It's do a marijuana theme show in Canada, and Roland A. Doobie will bring the bong, and we'll do a ceremonial
They'll
token.
never let me across the border.
Oh, that's right.
Canada. Kidding me?
They won't let you come. They won't let you go to Canada, Roland.
Arizona has a felony warrant out for me.
That's right. And this is connected to the story because I videotaped you in that club and about how you wanted to spend $420 in Washington instead of going to Colorado because the guy who has a bomb threat out, you thought you were going to be there. So instead, you hid out and came to where we were, drove all the way over, picked up Jay London in Los Angeles, came to Portland. We hung out at my house. I met up with you in Richland. We did have one night was fun. It wasn't a great turnout, but the one that was at M Hotel and Lounge, that wasn't too bad. And then you went home, and on the way home you got arrested in Arizona. And I know you told the story again, but who knows when someone's going to download the old story to now, and so someone might be just hearing this for the first time because time is cyclical and doesn't really exist. So can you let our listeners know like what happened?
Well, I got pulled over in Arizona, and I had the legal amount of marijuana. I had an ounce of hash oil and an ounce and a half of pot. And the cop pulled me over. He walks up to my window and said, "I smell marijuana." And I said, "Isn't this a medical state?" He said, "To me, it's probable cause." So he pulls me out of the car, and he searches my car and doesn't find anything. And then he wants to search my trunk, and I said, "I don't consent to searching my trunk either." So he locks me up in his car and gets some backup. And they opened my trunk up, and they found my hash oil and my marijuana. And apparently in Arizona, hash oil isn't under their medical marijuana law. It's considered a narcotic under their cannabis law. So he arrested me for that, got me into jail. I told him I used that oil for my cancer because without it I'll catch cancer and die. So I'm in jail for a month, and I started getting sick, and I told him, "I'm getting cancer. I've had it before. I need to see a cancer doctor." They said, "Who was your other cancer doctor?" I said, "It doesn't matter who my other cancer doctor was. I need a new one now." And they didn't believe me. I got to where I couldn't walk. They didn't believe I couldn't walk. So on my birthday, August the 20th, 2013, they threw me into solitary confinement. So a week after being in solitary confinement, they had to rush me to an emergency room for a emergency transfusion because apparently I had developed leukemia. Which I told them, if I don't have this oil, I'm going to catch cancer. And that's exactly what happened. I developed cancer. So they put me in the hospital in Phoenix. They released me from the jail because they didn't want to pay the hospital bill. So in Phoenix, my girlfriend came in town and to pick me up and take me back, and she stopped at the junkyard and got all my stuff out of my car, where I was able to rescue that bong. So then I get to Colorado, and I got sick again, had to be rushed to another emergency room and taken to the hospital in Pueblo, Colorado. My sister came out there and picked me up to take me home to Kentucky. We got halfway home in Kansas, and I almost died, and she had to stop at another emergency room and get me another transfusion. I had in total 8 to 10 transfusions. So I'm in the hospital in Wichita, and they're wanting to give me chemotherapy, and I said, "No, I want to do my oil." And a friend of mine had sent me a tube of oil into the hospital, and I had the oil. And the nurse took it away and said, "The doctor won't approve this," and they stuck it in a bag and put it in their security hold and wouldn't let me have it. So I went unconscious there for a while. And while I was unconscious, my twin sister had power of attorney, so she authorized them to give me chemo. They gave me chemo for 5 days. Then they sent me home to Kentucky. I got to Kentucky and got to the hospital there, and they wanted to give me more chemo, but luckily a friend of mine snuck some more oil into me, and I didn't tell anyone. And I started eating the oil 3 times a day. And in 3 weeks, the hospital said I was well enough that I had to go home. And so they kicked me out. And a month later, I was able to walk. And now it's almost 4 months later, and I'm in great shape. I lost 100 pounds on the leukemia diet. And I'm in great shape. I'm 230 pounds. I'm getting my muscles back. Other things are working. I wake up in the morning with an old friend that I hadn't seen in a long time.
Oh, really?
And that's, yeah.
I mean, is that a woman?
No, that's my penis.
Oh.
It's called Morning Wood, girlfriend.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay. You know what?
Under his tent.
Roland Doomy, I am so glad that you're okay and that your penis is there to wake up to every morning. We do need to take a commercial. We do need to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Hollywood Hemptress Hour.
All right, we have break.
Okay.
So you can't say happiness without saying penis.
Jason America is actually watching tonight, and he just said it's bad to get morning wood at a funeral.
Why?
I don't know.
You gotta rise on time, man. You can't be late to a funeral. That's not appropriate. So you take it as like a nature's alarm clock. It's time to get up. And then you gotta get a cold shower, get on your day. You can't.
Is your source for affordable induction.
Okay, you want to play Roland's thing next?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Come on, I was just teasing about my penis.
You know what? There's something about being able to be like that, though, right? I mean, to have sexual abilities. It's part of our chi.
Can I be a little graphic and
Sure.
tell you something?
Sure.
It took the longest time, months, before I could get an erection. And when I finally did and got to play around with it, it was shooting freaking chemo.
Oh, great. Oh, gross.
So I went for like a month with this stinky smelling chemotherapy stuff coming out of me.
Okay.
Literally.
Yeah, no, I believe you. What was the color of it?
It was clear. It was awful.
Okay, so you were just peeing water, and that's what you were getting. Was it liquid? Was it like goo? What was it?
Yeah, it was. There was sperm in there,
Oh, okay.
But it was mostly.
Was it like just like
chemical.
giant sperm? Like the.
It burned my tongue. No.
You burned your tongue?
Oh, Jesus.
You're teasing. You mean you got it in your eyes? It stings a little, doesn't it?
But no, it was really unnatural. It really was. It was unnatural.
It was unnatural. Did you have like a Jesus camp over it? It was pretty bad. Oh, like that's bad, man. Well, it's really gross. People that this whole radiation and chemo thing is all for profit. It's really gross.
It's horrifying. They wanted me to keep doing chemo, and I was like, no way, because I had oil then. I was like, I'm conscious. I'm aware. I know what's going on. I'm not taking no more chemotherapy.
You're kidding me? They want to give it to people. People will take it. I mean, I've seen what it does to people. They're not the same after. It's not
Nick, I don't know if you know my history with Rick Simpson or not.
I wish I did.
Well, I know you used to date for a while, and then you found out that he had herpes, and you broke up with him.
Right, yeah. It was for naps on my herpes.
I was going to say that Phoenix Tears cures herpes.
No, I used to be Jack Harris' assistant, and we had a TV show called Jack Hare TV, and we used to interview Rick every week on Jack Hare TV. And one day Rick needed somebody to make oil for someone in America, so I volunteered, and he started giving my number to everybody that called him from America. So I was making oil for Rick for like 2 years until he got stuck in Amsterdam.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Well, I mean, not the fact that you got stuck in Amsterdam. I mean, the fact that
Right. I understand what you're saying.
you're that close to him.
Now I'm up to over 350 terminal cancer patients cured with 3 to 5 years still cured.
Yeah. Well, the science of it is undeniable. Once you look into how the endocannabinoid system works in people, like it's basically a vitamin that people are lacking. People are deficient in many minerals in life, but
But one thing we're not deficient in right now is comedy, but we are deficient in time. Guess what?
Are we back?
We're coming back.
Okay.
That's crop.
It's time for him.
Map that's proven to be versatile in creating over 50,000 products, from cloth and paper to fuel and medicine. And when prohibition was leveled against liquor, it was still legal to grow corn and grapes for other purposes. Now this should be true of hemp. Return our roots to America and help re-legalize hemp.
education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a special guest. He currently resides in Atlanta, Georgia, but he was raised right here in northern Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Roland A. Dubé. That's right, my name's Roland A. Dubé. MarijuanaMan.com. Got the internet. There's my weed smokers. Alright, I thought you were here. I lost 5 pounds this week. My dealer's gonna kill me. He's here, I shouldn't have said that. No, don't raise your hand. No one knows what I I was gonna diet, but I figured I can't even see it, so what the hell does the color matter, you know? It's a nice college crowd, right? I'm a college graduate. I got a master's in BS from LSD. I'm a vegetarian. We got any vegetarians in here? Yeah, well, I'm not really a vegetarian. No, I'm an herbivore. I smoke herbivore every meal. And after. Like I said, I'm from Kentucky. I'm from a little town called Warsaw, right across the river here. Anybody from Warsaw? I didn't think so. Hey, Kentucky's all right. You know, you can lose your license for driving drunk, but you can still take your tractor to the bar. To the bar. I'm stoned. I guess the bra, that's where the dyslexics drink, you know. I had a girlfriend that was dyslexic. She had those multiple origamis. She graduated from the College of Fine Rats. She told me I smoked too much pot. You know? So she gotta get hobbies. I learned hydroponics. And she broke up with me. I ain't bitter. I have my dog biter. I think I like dogs better than girls anyway. You know, when you go on a camping trip with a girl and you run out of toilet paper, you're stuck. With a dog, you just have to worry about a cold nose. I smoke a lot of marijuana. I don't know if you can tell that. And marijuana makes your hair fall out. So. I remember the first time I tried pot. It was in the 80s. I was like, God, this stuff would be good in any temperature. I smoke pot for medical reasons. Because I have MS, Windows XP. It causes a lot of stress. Yeah. I'm living in Atlanta now. I went down there and started working for this construction company, and then I had to quit. So everybody kept calling me a paranoid pothead in Morse code with their hammers. It only takes so much of that. I was gonna get back at him. I thought, oh, I'll cast a spell. I'll go get me a witch, you know, and cast a spell on these guys and do something evil. And hey, let me warn you, if you're gonna go to Atlanta, the Black Arts Festival has nothing to do with witchcraft. Don't be misled by the name. But hey, I did meet a nice girl down there. She told me she only likes black bald men, and I'm not painting my balls black. But ever again. Last time.
And we're back with more Hollywood Hemptress Hour on the Time for Hemp Network, and we are the only pro-cannabis network on iHeartRadio, so we're very groundbreaking. We are making history. This network goes worldwide. We've got shows in French, Spanish, German. We're broadcasting from those areas as well, and Canada here. I mean, you name it, it's happening. And we do believe that the movement and the legalization of hemp, we're getting very close, and there's more and more information getting out there about how marijuana is curing cancer. I think there's going to be a point where it just cannot be denied. And what courage that you have, Roland, to be doing what you're doing, and to have gone through the kind of pretty much the persecution that you have, and yet you're here and still alive to tell your testimony. And it's really great to have you be on the show to do that too as well. So I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's because I'm the kind of guy who says, look at here, see? Here's what we're going to do, see? We're going to do this, and then we're going to do that, then we're going to do the other thing, and then the next thing, see?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
So, and I actually talked to you while you were in the hospital. You were in the hospital a few times. And there was a few days where, I mean, you just did not sound good at all, it just blew my mind what had happened to you. It was a difficult time. And, I'm gonna say, after we did that show, I almost gave up doing marijuana themed anything, radio, everything. I mean, like it dissolved my relationship with Atomic Comedy. It really, and I did my own 40-minute video on YouTube saying everything that I felt was going on, including talking about how I felt that it was connected to the Rockefellers and the Federal Reserves and everything else. It was all one big thing that was wrapped up together, the pharmaceutical companies, and it came out and said I'm exhausted, and I feel that I'm just done right now. And luckily, Casper Leach called me up and said, "Do you want to do a show on the network?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." And I came back, and I'm really glad because it feels like, and it hasn't even been a year yet. But wow, look at what's been going on politically, as well as having the two states, Colorado and Washington, legalize, and seeing this new influx of business happening, and these new shows that are going on. You're down in you're not there, but I know that there's been like a lot of shows going on in Colorado. There's also stuff going on in Canada. And in Canada, that's what I want to talk to. I'm not even smoking weed. I'm kind of like lost myself. Nik,
Yeah.
tell us about you did a show at Weeds in Canada. That was Joe Fort's dispensary that he has. And how was that?
I can't take any credit for that show. I mean, it's his dispensary, but I mean, it's the second season of the show. We did about 19 episodes of the last season at the old location. So this is the new show, and I love doing this show. It's a lot of fun because it's like you get to smoke pot and do comedy. I can't think of a better, awesomer combination. And I mean, I love it. I love doing it. I sometimes do Yuck Yuck still, and I'm just like, this kind of sucks compared to my show. Like, it's kind of funny. It's like I've already beat Mark Breslin in my mind, so it's like I have no more goals in life. As long as I can keep doing my pot comedy show every week, I'm pretty happy. Pretty sweet.
That's great. So you're doing it every week now?
Yeah, it's at 2850 Kingsway, and it's here in Vancouver. And yeah, I mean, I'll be here every Saturday. If I'm not in town, I'll have like someone like from Yucks who's a good friend who I probably shouldn't drop names because I can't guarantee you who it'll be, but it'll be someone funny if I'm not there. And it's gonna be a really good show. I always like it a lot, and I hope you guys find some sponsors for your show too. I hope some people will contact yourself and Time for Hemp and sponsor the show and get some good hemp products for y'all. And I mean, like, it's good karma all around. Like, it's good. I like I like the show. The first 19 episodes were really, really great. I had a lot of funny moments. I wish I had all of them on YouTube. Some of them are on my YouTube page, youtube.com/Nik Carefoot. You can catch some of the old stuff, but some of the greater moments. I mean, you had to be there to kind of catch it. Like one time we had a guy open there, and there was a drunk guy heckling from across the lane, like someone from another building, and he dealt with so funny that I had to pee myself. Like I've never laughed so hard in my life at some of the stuff that happened at that show. So yeah, just really funny stuff. I liked it a lot. I miss it. I love it. It's fun to do sublimator hits and do comedy. It's kind of hard to compete with that.
Yeah. Now, is it a venue where people can actually smoke weed while they're watching it?
Oh yeah. And they have Phoenix Tears, and they have we have what's it called? Like a dab rig, and yeah, it's great. As I get more, like, the thing is we've just, it's our second week, the second season, and it's like we've done about 20 shows before, so this is the second season. I'm calling it 2014, and new location, new season, and I'll try to put some of it on YouTube. I'll try to put them. It'll probably be even better if people come up and see the show live, because it's not as good as a webcam laptop, but I guess it's just the same. So I mean, just check it out and see if you like it. I mean, I think it's, some of the comics here in Vancouver are pretty progressive for the pot community. Like, we have a lot of people like that are pretty, like, their acts are pretty much centered around pot and prohibition and stuff, and it's like pretty smart writing and funny characters that revolve around that stuff. So I think we usually get a good range of different acts in here. A lot of people who like I like the person on the poster, Dale Brown. I think is iconic, I think, for the whole thing as well.
Now, how many acts do you have that go up during the night? I mean, is it a 3-person show, or?
We used to have huge shows. Like, it used to be that our shows are too long. Now with our new location, we can go as long as we want. So now it's actually, I have the opposite problem. Now we don't have enough comics. But it's you used to be like 12 comics, and it used to be like a true open mic. But I was trying to think of making it more selective. But because I'm getting like we had a big show, actually, our first turnout, but it was because we also had a band and stuff, so it was like, I don't know how big the show will be. Last time I wished for my own downfall. I was like, I'm going to fill it with so many people, I will break fire code, and I did. So this time I'm going to be a little less optimistic about how many people I want to pack into these shows. So yeah, I mean, usually a pretty big crowd, pretty funny comics, usually from 3 to 12 comics, and if it's just me there, I will do a 2-hour show, all improv, and I will make a unique show that no one's ever seen. I will make a good show, no matter what.
That sounds really great. And now, how are the laws in Canada? I mean, how is it? I mean, the place that you're at. I mean, how is it? I mean, have you legalized it for medicinal use, or is it for recreational, or?
Well, there's the caveat here is that in Canada, religious law it's much like freedom of speech. So it's like, if you know your rights and you're not like disrespectful to the cops, it's kind of hard for you to get any serious jail time if you're not too stupid about it. Like, it's impossible to get a federal license now. Now you can get into a lot of trouble, obviously, if you have like a lot of pot on you. But it's at the same time, it's like, I can't tell you letter for letter. That's just like, honestly, since the Stephen Harper's been elected, it's been like, they've changed the law like 41 times. So it's for me to tell you exactly what it is right this second, I couldn't tell you, but it's probably a little less draconian than the States. But at the same time, you guys have a few more states that are like almost fully legal. So in some ways, in some respects, America leads the way against Canada. But as a whole, Canada is a little less of a gray area than America, which there's some places where it's like still pretty harsh if you get caught.
And what happens? I mean, do you guys get raided there, or I mean, because I know like.
Sure.
You do. Okay. So is it the feds or the DEA? I mean, what's your feds like?
Well,
is it the same? Yeah.
We have RCMP for federal, and then we have local police.
Uh-huh.
And then above that you have like we have a shitty version of the FBI. It's called like CISPA or some shit like that. It's like Canadian. They're probably listening to me right now. They're probably.
Hello, CISPA. Hello, CISPA. Is that SISPA?
Sorry, that's not. I'm thinking of an internet spy.
Oh, okay.
No. But anyway, point being is that
the people that will be messing.
Hello, whoever you are. I'm sorry.
Yeah. They also have a social security number, which they call the SIN number or the SIN number.
Yeah, we have a SIN.
Very aptly named.
Yeah, it is SIN. It's true. Well, yeah, but I've known people who've grown illegally just recreational to sell it, and then like I've heard like, this one guy told me that his 10th time he got caught, they just like gave him his lights and they didn't even throw cuffs on him. They just like left him at the curb at the place that he was growing at, and they didn't fuck with him. So I don't know. I've seen like kind of harsher stuff. Like the Rick Simpson thing was pretty ridiculous. Like things that the loops he had to get through to be honest about the whole thing was just pretty ridiculous. Like I think the way it's set up now is that if you're honest and open with the whole thing, it's like they'll kick the shit out of you. You're better off saying nothing, getting a lawyer, and just follow the word, letter of the law. No, the best thing people can do in Canada and America is just know the law by letter and like just kind of know that there's some things they can and can't do. Lawyer up, have a lawyer, like just pretty much like be safe against them because they're corrupt. Like here at our show on Kingsway here, we had a cop come in and just take weed and like that's corruption, right? So it's like to actually report that and go through that is actually a lot of work. So you kind of have to be righteous and pick your battles. Like what are you going to fight tooth and nail about? And it's like you kind of have to know like some things are worth fighting for and some things aren't worth fighting for. Like there's a lot of honey traps. So
actually, you're misperceiving that. That's not theft. That's redistribution of wealth. Well, it's a government employee. If it was a regular citizen, it'd be theft. But if you're a member of the government, you can walk into any establishment you like, take whatever you please, and just consider it redistribution of wealth. Thank you. This has been a public service announcement.
Thank you, Casper.
Canada's pretty strange. When I went to Canada, it's a lack of morality that though. I mean, like just because they can do it doesn't mean it's actually moral. It's still the moral low ground. I don't care if it's letter for law allowed to do it. It's just anyway.
You guys, you know what? We do have to take a commercial break because we do have some advertisers, and so we want to make sure that they get their product out there for our listeners to hear. And we'll be right back for more. We'll be right back.
Use these products.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Okay, Roland, this next piece is for you. This next piece is for you, Roland.
We've all heard about the NSA spying scandal, the National Security Agency collecting every phone call and text message on hundreds of millions of Americans. I'm Ben Swan with your Truth in Media Moment, sponsored in part by Diamond Gusset Jeans. Have you ever wondered how the NSA collects all that info? Well, they have a massive facility in Utah. It costs $1.5 billion and is 1.5 million square feet. All of it to listen in and collect every phone call and text message sent from every cell phone and computer in America. Now, the NSA created its most powerful facility in Utah, but it's not only in Utah. The NSA has spy facilities in Texas, Washington, Colorado, Hawaii, Tennessee, Georgia, and West Virginia. So what if I told you the answer to controlling the NSA spying program, it doesn't take an act of Congress or the president. In fact, the answer to crack down on the NSA is so stunningly simple, you won't believe it. I'll tell you what it is after this. Ben Swan here. I recently made a denim jean discovery. I'm excited to tell you about it. The brand is Diamond Gusset, and they truly produce very high-quality jeans that are 100% American-made. Diamond Gusset jeans are proudly grown and sewn in the United States, with manufacturing in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Their jeans offer enhanced comfort with a trademark gusset that is sewn right in the stride, making their jeans more durable and the most comfortable jean you can own. Being American-made, gusset sizes are always consistent and the workmanship superb. With the horrible gridlock in Washington, we ask, what can I do? The answer is to leverage the power of the purse. I try to shop with companies that support liberty, like Diamond Gusset Jeans, and I encourage you to do the same. Support liberty, buy quality, and buy American at gusset.com. You can tell them Ben Swan sent you. So what to do about that massive NSA spy center in Utah? Well, the answer is, pause for dramatic effect, turn off their water. Okay, no, really, hear me out. Because what all these NSA facilities have in common is that in order to gather trillions of bits of information, and candidly, it's even more than that, on hundreds of millions of people, the NSA needs massive supercomputers. Have you ever run the GPS on your phone for too long and it got really hot? Well, imagine running all these supercomputers day and night. They get really hot really fast. How do you keep them cool? By pumping millions of gallons of water. In the Utah Spy Center, the computers there alone require 1.7 million gallons of water every day. That's not every month, that's every day. States like Arizona are now pushing the Fourth Amendment Protection Act, saying they will not provide their much-needed water to the NSA for its spy centers. You see, the answer? No water means no NSA data gathering. So be sure to go to benswan.com for the very latest headlines on stories that affect your liberty. benswan.com, where humanity is greater than politics.
There you go, Roland.
Awesome. Awesome. Are we back?
No, I'm running an ad.
Oh, okay, okay.
For Roland, so he can get a chance to get it up to date. That was put out by Ben Swan 2 weeks ago. Glad we are able to get that information out. I've been running that frequently because those of you at the NSA, in case you're listening, I think you're all a bunch of fucking ass clowns, bitches.
Right on.
He's amazing. Ben Swan is amazing.
He is. We come back. I got a little 2.30-second ditty I think you'll enjoy.
Okay.
It's did you know that Keenan West put out a self-help book?
No.
Yeah, he actually did. And we're going to be talking about that shortly after this commercial break.
All right.
You can talk amongst yourselves for the next 2 minutes.
Sure.
Hey, Ronnie, I heard someone do your joke about losing 5 pounds at Yuck Yucks in Vancouver.
How long ago?
Like last year, 2013, near November.
Wow.
You
What
want to
is
lose
that?
5 pounds of ugly fat cut off your head?
Me?
That's it?
But
That's the joke?
Oh,
Well, I bet they got a laugh.
I said, is that the joke? Is that the joke? If you want to lose 5 pounds of ugly fat, just cut off your head?
I was going to get liposuction when I weighed 300 pounds. I was going to get liposuction and use all the fat that came out of my body to make soap.
Soap?
Body soap.
Okay.
It's a Fight Club reference. You ever heard that story about Bill Hicks, where he found some guy doing his joke, and him and a comic kind of stalked him after a show, and the guy was like, "Look, I didn't steal it from Bill. I stole it from some other guy," and basically he had stole it from a guy who had stole it from Bill.
Yeah, it was like a second generation stolen joke.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah,
I think I've got a video of myself doing that joke in 1996.
There you go. That's fun.
it's funny. Oh,
Somebody told me the joke about the shit. You're a paranoid pothead. They were calling me a paranoid pothead in Morse code with their hammers. Somebody told me I stole that from Emo Phillips. Emo Phillips wouldn't come up with that. That's not him. He's just like legitimately crazy. He's not actually smoking pot. But Emo is just fucked. It's a whole different avenue. Yeah, well, I think I've listened to everything he's ever done. I don't think he's ever done a joke like that. No, I don't think so either. At the same time, though, I mean, like, I've heard most Emo Phillips. If I had heard that joke from Emo Phillips, I can tell you, but I haven't.
I worked with Emo Phillips one time.
How was that?
It was fun. I worked
Naked?
with. No, not naked.
Is emo like spatial ed, or does he just come across that way?
No, I mean he's it's character, but he is pretty quirky still in person.
I don't mind quirky, but when I meet him, I swear to God, he is the retarded child of the neighborhood again.
It really trips me out when I see a comedian on stage being really quirky and really strange, and then when you get to hang out with them in real life, they're exactly the same. That fucking trips me out.
I know.
We're coming back, so here is some giggles and wiggles. The guy, the comedian, is Rich Hall.
Oh, cool.
If you want to announce his name when we come back, and he's discussing Kanye West's self-help book.
Time for hemp. Time for hemp.
But good. I'm glad that is the best-selling book of the summer.
Unfortunately, the second best-selling book of the summer was by the esteemed author Kanye West. If you don't know who Kanye West is, friend, turn to somebody young and ask him. He snatches trophies from little girls' hands. He's an evil. Kanye West wrote this book called Thank You and You're Welcome, and it was flying off the shelves in America. And it's Kanye's guide for how to lead a better life. You're Kanye West, and presumably a billionaire hip-hop star. But it was 54 pages long, and 4 pages were blank, and it was co-written. Kanye West's 54-page tome on how to live a better life, his self-help book, 54 fucking pages, and at some point he hit a creative roadblock and had to bring in someone to help him finish his 54-page fucking glow in the dark. That's right, phosphorescent 54-page self-help book. See that right there? Britain has no self-help culture. You walk into a bookshop in America and the self-help section takes up half the bookshop. Here, if you walk into a bookstore and say, "Where's your self-help section?" You know what they say? "Find it yourself, fuckface." That's the first step toward a new improved you right there, isn't it? Anyway, it was 54 page, 50. It was 50, one sentence per page. And a lot of people bought it and went, "Wow, this Kanye West is onto something." So the foreword was the densest part of the entire book. It was 3 sentences, and the first one said this: "I am a proud non-reader of books." I don't even know what the hell that means. Are you proud to be a non-reader of the thing that you just published? What the hell's wrong with you? What does that mean? He explained it in the second sentence. It said this: "Because books be so wordy and shit." I noticed that myself, Kanye. Books tend to be a bit text-heavy, don't they? You want to maybe lean towards Sudokus. That might be more in line with what the fuck you were thinking. And shit. Books be so wordy and shit. That is the greatest literary device right there ever. Just put the word "put" and shit at the end of any sentence and watch horizons expand. Call me Ishmael and shit. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, and shit. So it flew off the shelves, and that gives you an idea of the disparity right there, you know, where we could be and where we are. I say this only in a patriotic way, ladies and gentlemen. I want my country to be better.
Imagine a town where there are no small joints, just small stoners, where Kush is a girl's best friend, and law breaking is the new liberty. It's the Hollywood Hemptress Hour, hosted by your honey blonde Hemptress, Tere Joyce.
And we're back with more Hollywood Hemptress Hour. That was Rich Hall doing the bit on Kanye West. Very funny. So thank you for playing that, Casper. That gave me a laugh. And
Groovy, I got one more little ditty.
I love Rich Hall.
I got one more little ditty at the end of the next break if you like. It's up to you.
absolutely, let's do it. I mean, why not? At the break, Nick sent me something in the chat on Skype, and I just want to read it because it is pertaining to what we were talking about with the NSA. And Edward Snowden. It says British spy agency hits targets with false flag attacks and honey traps. New leaks shows. National Security Agency NSA documents taken by Edward Snowden and obtained by NBC News reveal that the British spy unit known as the Joint Threat Research, all right, an intelligence group developed and deployed offensive strategies that include hacking social networks, spying on journalists and diplomats, and using the promise of sex to lure targets into a honey traps. Oh, wow. And the agency goal, woo, honey trap. Hey, boo-boo. That's funny. The agency's goal was to destroy, deny, degrade, and disrupt threats by discrediting them. In addition to planning viruses and launching denial-of-service attacks against targets, JTRIG and affiliated organizations also ran numerous false flag operations in which they hacked into the social media accounts of presumptive threats and altered them, as shown in the slide obtained by NBC below. The documents obtained by NBC do not, however, detail any successful operation in which these tactics were used, though they did specify that such tactics have been a major part of the agency's recent offensive. The documents also indicate that the British government's communications agency, the GCHQ, has begun to engage in espionage operations that previously fall under the AEGIS of MI15 and MI16, or M15, M16. According to the documents, GCHQ engineered a computer virus called Ambassador's Reception, which was deemed very effective at paralyzing targets' computers. Another technique known as the honey trap is claimed in the documents to have been very successful when it works. The honey trap, is that those people that just come up to you on Facebook and go, "Hi, my name is Shannon. You look like a really nice person. Would you like to exchange Gmail? Because I really want to be friends with you." Is it those people?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
I think it's also like the little bodybuilders who keep coming to my house and skull fucking me. They meet me on the internet. I don't know.
I get those girls. Those girls come up to me and I'm like, "Dude, don't you realize I'm a woman? You seem really interesting." No, I'm not. All right. Well, I don't know. Anyway, why don't they have a man for me? I mean, why are they sending me women? I'm not a lesbian. All right. If you're gonna try to do some espionage on me, well, I want some guy with some six pack or something. Just I wouldn't respond anyways because I'm weird that way. Anyways, because I'm suspicious. Because I'm reading this, all right? And it says, so another technique known as the honey trap is claimed in the documents to have been very, okay, no specific instance of a honey trap working is mentioned in them, but such techniques usually involve isolating a male target, not always, and leading him to believe that he has the opportunity to engage in a romantic relationship or clandestine sexual encounter. Really? How many guys really want romantic relationships? They just want to fuck. All right. Only to find that the woman he was to meet is an intelligence operative. Wow.
Wait a minute. Did you say woman and intelligence in the same sentence?
Yes, I did.
Is that possible?
I almost thought I was gonna say, little did he know it was an intelligent woman rather than an idiot. But no, that's not what it meant. The GCHQ issued a statement which read in part that GCHQ's work is carried out in accordance with strict legal and policy framework, which ensures that our activities are authorized, necessary, and proportionate, and that there is rigorous oversight, including from the Secretary of State, the Inception and Intelligence Services Commissioners, and the Parliamentary Intelligence and Security Committee. All of our operational processes rigorously support this position. Well, isn't that wonderful? I mean, now how do you get paid? Who's paying the NSA? They get paid to do this, to make a honey trap? They get paid they get paid to do a honey trap.
We take your tax dollars, use it against you. Yeah.
So if the guy gets lured in and he's looking at all these women or whatever, and they're doing whatever, I mean,
they're probably really just fat bald guys at the NSA.
Actually, Jason America is saying that he can't hear us for some reason on our feed.
I turn his speakers up.
I don't know. That's an interesting comment. I mean, I'm recording it from mine.
I didn't have the little button on. Oh, we've been on mute all this time. Thank you.
Oh, that's sad. That's okay. Guess what? We've been on mute. And you missed a whole piece of information.
I don't want to sound like a Snowden conspiracy theorist, but if you look at the entire nation right now, what is it? It's snowed in.
There you go. And Terry, if you want to redo your piece, most guys like it when you do that.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do it in the same way.
Okay. It might be better second time around.
Just read it again.
Oh, okay. All right. So we're gonna. Maybe I'll do it differently. I'll do it with a different voice.
Use it in a little girl voice.
No. Do it with your anchor voice.
No, I'm going to do it. Okay, wait. British spy agency hits targets with false flag attacks and honey traps. New leak shows.
Baby, tell me about it.
National Security Agency (NSA) documents obtained by Edward Snowden and obtained by NBC News revealed that the British spy unit known as the Joint Threat Research, oh, is that like smoking a joint? And intelligence group JTRIG developed and deployed offensive strategies that included hacking social networks, spying on journalists and diplomats, and using the promise of sex to lure targets into honey traps. The agency's goal was to destroy, deny, degrade, and disrupt threats by discrediting them. In addition to planning viruses and launching denial-of-service attacks against targets, JTRIG and affiliated organizations also ran numerous false flag operations in which they hacked into the social media accounts of presumptuous threats and altered them, as shown in the slide obtained by NBC below. The documents obtained by NBC do not, however, detail any successful operation in which these tactics were used, though they did specify that such tactics have been a major part of the agency's recent offensives.
What they're saying is like, oh, we used them, but we didn't use them. Wink, wink. Like it's so stupid. It's like clearly you didn't invest all this money into this unless you're going to use it.
And I'm not.
Because we were on mute for a minute, go ahead and take an extra 5 minutes in this segment.
Oh, thank you. You know what? I mean, people, what happened? You know, they're probably like, I don't know. We can fix this.
Okay, look. Let me take play for it. Look, Tere Joyce is an amazing woman, and she's far away from the board. No way is it her fault. The guests, the joint host, rock. They're smart and intelligent people. They're nowhere near the board. You know, not their fault. Me, I'm an old guy, blind, stoned on my ass, trying to make it through the night without falling down. I wonder who the hell did it. Oh my God, I'm right next to the controls.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Saying. So, and to the audience members, I really apologize.
Take the dick out of your mouth and do your job, see?
I was going to ask you a question, actually. Are you blind and gay?
Well, come over and we'll read Braille together and check it out.
Are you blind and gay? I'm sorry.
You know, so, like, you know, because I love the audience and I love Terry and I want everybody to get their dollar's worth here on the big broadcast, I'm going to give you extra bang for your buck.
Woo! Extra bang for our buck.
And so you're going to get an extra 5 minutes time on the massage chair.
I love that. Extra.
I have to say, I believe it is sexist to call it broadcast.
I'm gonna let Jason America know that we are back. You know, Casper. Well, anyways, he can figure out that later. But you know, it's so nice that Jason America is listening tonight. Jason America has been co-hosting with me for the last couple of weeks. He is actually working on a short film and doing some editing, but you know, he'll definitely be back on the show again. For those of you who are into, who like Jason America, I like Jason America. And it's really cool that he is listening and supporting us even when he can't be here. So we really appreciate it. So
well, I think he's a tool. You know, he dances around naked in front of his webcam, but he won't come over and you know, get more personal.
Oh, I didn't know he was naked in his webcam. You know, I'll have to ask him about that.
Total tease. He's just a total tease.
You know,
I come across him like 10 times a night on chat roulette.
He does have those. He does wear his pink pajamas. I think there might be footies.
What's wrong with this normal sex? What can we just fuck? What do we have to do over the webcam nowadays? Why does everyone about this? I don't understand this phenomenon. I still like touching people. This whole webcam business.
You haven't done. You haven't.
People during sex, really?
Yeah, you know, human contact.
Oh,
remember that shit?
You're so fucking old school.
What would the NSA be able to look at if we didn't have cyber sex with our webcams? You know, I hope they thought it was hot.
Isn't it that I'm gonna quote Doug Stanhope where he says that it's it diminishes your lust for women who will actually fuck you. Like, isn't that what it is?
Well,
I
I mean,
don't think we can have real human contact anymore anyway. Every time I get together with a woman, I have to cover everything in rubber.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't have to. Just don't worry about it.
I don't care if
When you date the kind of girls I date, you do.
I don't care if my partner gets anything that I've got.
Well, that's right. It's this person that thinks you made is trying to date. You should.
I like homeless chicks because you can really just drop them off anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah.
I would like to have some human contact.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have
Yeah.
human contact.
Yeah, human.
That's why this whole honey trap thing that you were talking about earlier that's been cut off twice.
Yeah, the honey trap. To have be an intelligence operator who probably has a beard, and not even be a woman, is really sad. To think that you might be typing and doing things with somebody that's in an office that's, just for what? For cruelty, for yucky stuff. So anyway, Jason America says he may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I am a tool. So he's.
Is he the tool or you're the tool?
No, I'm not a tool. Am I a tool? Maybe I've been a tool before. I'm not sure. I'm confused. Anyway.
I've been a tool.
Have you? Yeah, I think we all have at one point. And then we go, hey, wait a second. I think I might be a tool. I might be a tool in the plot for the NSA. I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, we do have to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with more Hollywood Hemptress Hour. And we get 5 extra minutes, so stay tuned.
5 extra. I'm a tool of the government and industry, too.
I'm a tool. I'm a fool.
I like that band. Maybe we're not taking a commercial break. Oh, here we are.
Not a commercial break. Say, buy this next product.
Alright, you got a couple of minutes, and then I'll toss in a little. The next thing I'm tossing on is Bruce Jingles.
Oh, I know Bruce Jingles.
Well, I think I'll just do him instead of a commercial break. But he's done, we're back. How's that?
Sure.
Alright. Please share us with your friends.
Mr. Bruce Jingles.
I'm a weed smoker. I love weed, man. I've been smoking weed for 22 years since high school. And and weed's getting a bad rap. I don't mean like a blunt rap. People talk, people talk shit about it. Marijuana affects the memory. That's bullshit. I never forget to smoke. So weed makes you stupid. It doesn't make you stupid. It makes you smarter. All right. Been smoking weed since high school. I grew up in San Gabriel Valley in LA. We had what's called off-campus lunch. I don't know if you remember that. That's where you go off campus, smoke weed, eat, then you had to come back for some reason. So one time I came back lit, and we had intermediate math. I had intermediate math after lunch, right? And one time I came back lit, and we had to take a test in fractions, a little pop quiz. And one of the questions on the test was, what's the difference between a quarter and an eighth? I wrote $50. 2 days later, my teacher gives me the test back, written in red, and says, see me after class. I'm like, because I thought I was in trouble, right? You get something in red, and you're like, thought I was in trouble. So after class, I go to my teacher. I go, hey, Mr. Galvan, am I in trouble? He's all, no, I just want to know where you get your weed from. And I get my weed exclusively from white people. Sorry, black people, but you can understand why. I'll break it down to you. When you get your weed from white people, they let you try it before you buy it. You can't get that from black people. You have to smoke them out with the shit you just got from them. In business, that's called reneging. Number 2, white people have cool, magical names for their weed. No, I'm thinking about Cannabis, purple liberal, juicy fruit, train wreck, northern lights, green crack, purple horseshoes, Obama. Yeah, there's an Obama strain out there. Yes, we cannabis. Like before the show tonight, I went to my friend Josh's house. Remember Josh G? What's up? That guy. Because I get my weed from Josh, right? I knocked on his door. He's like, dude, what's up, Jingles? What's up, bro? Come on. I got some new stuff, right? We go in the backyard. He's like, dude, I grew this all myself, dude. Look at the crystals, dude. I'm going to sell it on the street, dude. I'm going to give it a cool name. I go, dude, what are you going to call it? He's all, dude, I'm going to call it Bug, dude. I go, why are you going to call it that? He's all, dude, smell it. I went, Bug. And don't let anyone tell you that weed is bad. All right, weed. The federal government doesn't want you to smoke weed. It's because they can't make money off of weed. That's a simple, plain truth. You're not going to get in trouble on weed. What's the worst thing you're going to do on weed? Stop at a green light? Go to Del Taco and order mayates at 2 in the morning? Seriously, weed is a sharing thing. You can be, dude, I'll smoke out with anybody. I don't give a shit. Seriously, you can be racist. I'll smoke out with you. A couple of weeks ago, I was performing in a city called Clancaster. It's up to 5 in Palmdale. Clancaster. It's over by Palmdale. Oh my God. And I'm sitting there after the show, right? After the show, and this big white dude with red suspenders, bald head, looked like Remy from Higher Learning. He sits next to me. He lights the joint, right? He's all, dude. He lights the joint. He goes, dude, you know, you're funny, dude, but you know I don't like black people, right? I took the joint. Keep the peace. I took the joint and went, yeah, they could be a problem sometimes. And I made sure the end of the joint was wet, so. You're mad because you can't say it. I love weed, man. More than weed, I love the NBA. I'm a big NBA fan. I'm a huge Laker fan. Love the Lakers. That's right. I love the Lakers, but I'd never smoke out with Kobe Bryant because he doesn't pass.
Oh, and we're back with more Hollywood Hemptress Hour. That was Bruce Jingles, stand-up comedian who I know pretty well. I've worked with him several times, so it's really great to hear his piece. He's a very funny man, and thank you for playing him, Casper. So we're getting down to the end of the wire, but you know what? There's something that King David McKenzie, who's been on the show before, posted this on my timeline, and it just happens to be coincidentally about the NSA. Today, February 11th, 2014, is the day we fight back against mass surveillance. And so it says take action now. And you can call your legislators, and it's got like a little thing that gets you connected, or you can email your legislators, and it says it only takes a few minutes. And so it's a website that is asking people to take action on this. And it says the facts. The NSA secretly broken into the main communication links that connect Yahoo and Google data centers around the world. The NSA collected almost 3 billion pieces of intelligence from U.S. computer networks in the month of 2013. The NSA is collecting the content and metadata of emails, web activity, chats, social networks, and everything else as part of what it's called upstream collection. The NSA is harvesting hundreds of millions of contact lists from personal email and instant messagings around the world, many of them belonging to Americans. The NSA is gathering nearly 5 billion records a day on the whereabouts of cell phones around the world, and the NSA is searching the contents vast amounts of Americans' email and text communications into and out of the country. So that is, and you can do this. You can go to the daywefightback.org, and that is where we can take action and do something about this. So hopefully we can stop it. I certainly hope so. And so we are getting down to the last bit of our show here. It is, let me see. We are 151. Before, I do want to have everybody do a plug on where our listeners can find you, if you want them to. Any websites or groups that you belong to on Facebook, anything like that. Nick, where can our listeners find you at?
I'm on Twitter at Carefoot. If you like battle rap, like you watched 8 Mile with Eminem, you should probably follow me at Funeral Nick. I got my first King of the Dot battle coming up here in March, so look out for that. And then I got some songs available on youtube.com/Nik Carefoot with some funny freestyles and stand-up comedy. I got a clip with Seth Rogen doing stand-up comedy when he was 13 on there, and just comedy, rap, and goofiness all about. Some video games, but less of that now.
That's great. And the fact that you do rap, do you have any of it on in any MP3s of your rap?
It's all for free, yeah. You can get all my songs in MP3 on my YouTube. You can stream them from there, and if you look at the description, there's a download link on Newgrounds. Or if you want to go right to Newgrounds, you go to carefoot.newgrounds.com, and then there's just every song I've ever made in the last 3 years is available for free download. And I think carefoot.bandcamp.com has a few albums I have that are for sale, but I think you can get them for free still. Like, if you just message me, I'll hook you up. So, just happy to get it out there, and check it out. Do it.
I'd like to listen to your. I'd like to listen to it. Maybe if I did, would it be possible to play a few on the show?
We could do one. We could do a freestyle right now if you like. We could do one just for the show if you like.
I think it would be great. Can you do one? That'd be great.
Yeah. We'll make it up.
Okay.
We'll make a rap.
All right.
I don't know if you can throw a beat on, but if not, I can do acapella. It's not a problem.
Okay. How would I do a beat? Like I would go.
No, you don't have to do it.
Okay.
I'd rather you not embarrass yourself, but if you want to express music, you should go for it, man. Yeah, definitely. If you feel you want to do a beat, just beat it.
Ronnie, are you?
How about I just get it off rolling, just for shits and giggles. I'll give you a pig make Markham introduction, and are you going to be the one who's starting off the rap there, Nik Carefoot?
Yeah.
All
right. Hear ye, the chord is sweet. It's just about ready to do its thing. I don't want no tears. I don't want no lies. Above all, I don't want no alibis. This chord is hip, and that ain't all. We'll give you time if you're big or small. So fall in line, you cute hot tweet, and get some care from Carefoot with me.
All right. All right, what up? It's rapping with Marijuana Man, Hemptress, on the time for hemp stand. Not gonna go off the top in the land. Always making it up off the top, like we say. We did the NSA today, but we wanted to say that we want prohibition to end today. That's what we wanted to say on the beat. We wanted to be off of the top like a feature. We were the feature on the show today, so we don't want you to forget that it's February. In 2014, it can be the year that you get all your stuff cleaned out of your spleen, so you dye it up with hemp. It is not a temptress. When we get off the top, it's entering our trash and are getting our chores done. It will be fun when we have the funds to be free to do the things that we want to be, like healthy on hemp or TV. Time for hemp today. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I can go over more if you like. Off the top, I drop more. I don't know what I can stop more. I'm like a locomotive motion. I'd like to put on lotion that's made of hemp oil. I like to foil all the cancer cells with my off of the top belling. Off of the top, I don't know. Drop, stop, got, not, spots. Now, thanks to hemp oil. There you go.
Awesome. Yay. Thank you. That was great. And so, yeah, thank you for doing that. I love it. I can't wait to download some of your stuff. And in Roland A. Doobie, where can people find you online?
Oh, all over the place. Somebody asked me one time what was my favorite rapper, and I said Eminem, and they said they didn't really like him. And I said, what do you mean him? I like fucking M&Ms, all right? My website's marijuanaman.com. I have a cannabis society.com website, too. I'm interested to find out what happens at thedaywefightback.com. Instead of .org. I wonder why they use that. But you can find me on Facebook. We have cannabis oil. You can find me at Marijuana Man at bigfatpothead.com. God, I got a lot of websites.
I love Big Fat Pothead. Bigfatpothead.com. You know, it was great that one was available for you.
Oh, it was. Well, I got all my websites when the internet first kind of started, you know.
You know, and so you've had that URL for a while.
Oh yeah, I've had I got marijuanaman.everything.
Oh, I wanted to plug my video game channel. If you guys want to check out carefoot.tv, I also got a video game channel as well. And
video game channel.
I stream. Like, you can kind of, like, it'll tell you when I'm playing video games, and you can watch me like crush nerds at their their only pride in life, and I just destroy them at video games. That's pretty much.
You play Xbox online?
No. I'm not part of the dirty console peasants. I am a PC gamer. I like to stream fun games that are not console games. I try to avoid as much crap as possible, but I don't like to play video games, to be honest. Like, I've got it down to a science now where I only stream myself playing, so I can kind of monetize it. Like, I'm trying to bullshit myself into the fact that it's not video games, but it still is. It's a little less antisocial when you have people in chat telling you suck, I guess. Also, if you people want to check out a way to opt out of global surveillance, there's a website called prism-break.org, and that shows you how to, like, not get tracked by the NSA. So
wonderful.
Really useful.
Can you type that?
Social media.
Can you type that in our box here on Skype,
yeah,
Nick, when you're done, so I can remember that.
So it's Prism. Prism is the thing that. Oops, let me just go full screen here. Prism is the name.
Light.
Okay, so prismbreak.org. I like the prism, the little light prisms. Okay, great.
And those are the three main ones that people get tracked by are Prism, X-Keyscore, and Tempora, which is the Chinese one. And then most governments here in Canada are government tracked. Anyway, I'll just shut up. Continue.
Not to be confused with prisonbreak.com, which is where people go to find out how to get out of jail.
Yeah.
Okay. Or
What's my phone number on that site, will you?
Or it could be bound. It's Prison Break. Hey.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Casper will pick you up if you break out. Yeah.
All right, and I'm Tere Joyce. You can find me at HollywoodHemptessHour.com. That's my blog. Also, the TimeForHemp.com. You can my show page is there. I have a Hollywood Hemptress Hour Facebook page. I also have a Freedom of Joyce Facebook page. I also do another radio broadcast at Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com on Fridays 2 p.m. Eastern. And I will soon be at the libertybeacon.com, where they're going to be building me another blog site called Freedom of Joyce. I just have a group. I asked everybody here, I've invited to be part of it. It's called the Global Freedom and Light Movement on Facebook. So if you want to join in on that too as well, please join us. I think that's pretty much everywhere that you can find me right now. Thank you for listening to the show, and thank you, Nick, for being on the show. It was a pleasure. We'd love to have you come back sometime. And also I will be here all week with Roland A. Doobie. Actually, we have Jeffrey Peterson coming in to the show again this Wednesday. He's going to be stepping in and being part of the show and plugging some of the stuff that's going on in Colorado in terms of comedy. And I'm hoping to have another guest on top of that. So it should be a really great show. And then on Friday, I have a young woman who was recommended by Brian Harris, who is in remission for cancer. And so she's going to be on the Friday show. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Actually, technically, that's Thursday morning, 12 a.m. to 2, and then Saturday morning, 12 a.m. to 2. But I always think of it like the night. Anyway, whatever. Thank you for listening to the show. And yeah, I can't get my brain around that, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways,
Well, since you and Nick both quoted Lawrence Welk, I'd like to do it too. This was a really good show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I really, it's been a great show. Thank you guys. I'm very happy with it. I've got 2 viewers on Ustream. I'm waving to them. It must be one of my online horny boyfriends. That maybe I Skype naked with. It could be one of those guys. What do I have to go now. All right.
If you're gonna quote the Lawrence Welk, please make sure that you quote him properly, because when Lawrence Welk speaks, you have to really pay attention to what it was he was going to talk about. Lawrence Welk was a very passionate man, and when he put his heart and soul into everything he had to give, Lawrence, really felt love for the Lennon sisters and all the family there. Thank you, and don't you forget now, Miss Tere Joyce, that we have a special song for you tonight. After listening to all that wild rap that the kids play today, we're going to get the bubble machine out and do this groovy song for you all here.
Awesome.
As I talk to the people from New York State, I realize the need for money to deal with this problem. I am glad that in this administration we have increased the amount of money for handling the problem of drugs 7-fold. It will be $600 million this year. More money will be needed in the future. I want to say, however, that despite our budget problems, to the extent money can help in meeting the problem of dangerous drugs, it will be available. This is one area where we cannot have budget cuts, because we must wage what I have called total war against public enemy number 1 in the United States, the problem of dangerous drugs.
Just a little thought, some say some. Know what you'll say? You say I'm gone. I've opened my mind to this little green seed. Could help us with pollution and the economy. And this little miracle God just sent. It's got lots of names. Say, hey, let's call it hemp. It's the fastest natural resource the world's ever seen. It's got 77% cellulose. It's a lot more than trees, we say. So many uses, from textile to tents. Build your house at a lot less expense. You can burn it as a fuel to save electricity. It would be a lot nicer to the air that we breathe, we say. Top quality paper for the dollars you dream. Rubs up to medicines and the proteins we need. Paints, fabrics, varnishes, is money well spent. Lincoln himself read his treaty on hemp. You tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You say, yeah, that I'm too gone for you. So it's a drug with like your cigarettes, your money and your coffee and those TV sets. Alcohol, baby, is the one you should fear. It kills 100,000 of you every year. In 10,000 years, no one's died of it. What's not very nice is that CIA coke. I know what you say, it's the devil I'm from. Would you vote me into office if I built you a bomb? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm should lock me up just for growing a weed. Everyone knows that nothing makes sense. You can lie and cheat on the blind, but you cannot smoke hemp. Tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm wrong. You say, yeah, that I'm too gone for you. I want you to tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. You say, yeah, that I'm too gone for you.
Great show tonight. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And I'll be in touch, Nick, and thank you, Roland. I'll see you. We'll do it again on Wednesday.
All right, naked Skype it is.
Naked Skype on Wednesday.
Ain't this fun?
It's so fun. All right. I'm
I
gonna.
got a blue screen if you want to put my dick in the background.
Oh wow, really? Wow.
Yeah, but I got blue underwear. You don't need your screen.
I got blue balls.
Wow. You got. Wait, where's my?
That's a different problem.
I sent you my phone number. What's your problem?
Wow, I'm excited. All right. I'm gonna save this.